Ahem! Hello, class. It's good to see you, even though I'm not really seeing you right now. You probably have a sub right now. I'm sure the substitute teacher is very nice. Please listen, make me proud. And if the substitute tells me that any of you are not making me proud, you know, we're going to have to deal with that. Yeah. Uh-huh. But I'm sure you guys are being very good, and I appreciate that. And I'm really proud of you when you can behave in a certain way, even when I'm not there. It shows that you're a really great student, really mature kid, and I appreciate you. Let's do some math. Here we go. What kind of triangle is this? All right, fine. Now, yesterday, or on video 1, and if you haven't watched video 1 or you weren't in class yesterday, we talked about what makes up certain kinds of triangles. I told you that there are 3 kinds that we need to know about right now. And one was an equilateral triangle, where 3 sides or 3 angles were all the same. I'm a terrible speller, but that's okay. Yep, I should have left out that A, huh? Yep, darn it. There's also isosceles. I'm sure I spelled that wrong too, so let me just spell check that. Okay. And then there's the one I always spell right. Yeah, scalene. Hopefully you remember the difference between them. In an equilateral triangle, 3 sides or angles, either one, are the same. In isosceles, 2 sides or angles are the same. And in a scalene, nothing's the same. It's all bunch of crazy stuff. But there's also a right triangle. What? There's a 4th kind of, well, sort of. I mean, it's important to know about. There's something called a right triangle. And it's actually, even though I kind of kept it a secret from you until now, it's actually the easiest one to spot. Yeah. All you have to do is look for an angle that is 90 degrees. Like most of you know, that is a right triangle, a right angle, 90 degrees. So when you see that bad boy, you know you're dealing with a right triangle. Look at our triangle. Do you see anything? 90 degrees. Now, right triangles don't have to be, but they could also be scalene triangles because all 3 angles are different. They might also be isosceles, like if this is 90 and then this is 45 and that's 45, because they have 2 of the same. But either way, if you see that 90, one thing is for sure. It is a right triangle. Say it with me now. Right triangle. Thanks, guys. Let's move on. Here's a riddle for you. I love these kinds of riddles. You need to get good at them. Mark painted a shape that had 4 sides with exactly 1 pair of sides parallel. Which shape could Mark have painted? This is really easy. Only one shape there has 4 sides, and it has 1 pair of parallel lines. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? A booyah. Trapezoid. 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it even has 1 pair of parallel lines. No, I'm not talking about those right there, because if those keep going, they'll eventually cross. They'll intersect. I'm talking about the top and bottom line. If those keep going, they will stay parallel. They will never touch. Let's move on. Whew. Here's a triangle. Do you remember how to find the missing angle? What was the total measurement of degrees for a triangle? Anyone? Right. 180. So add up these. What do you get? 68 plus 46. No problem, no problem. do it on paper real quick to make sure we're not messing up. 8 plus 6 is 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 6 plus 4, that's 11. That total is 114. Take your total that a triangle is supposed to have, which like we said before is 180, and subtract the other two angles from it. Borrow to make that 10, turning this into a 7. 10 minus 4 is 6. 7 minus 1 is also 6. And, 1 minus 1, blah, blah, 0. Leaving us with 66. And if you want to double check by addition, 66 plus 114 will give us what our total is supposed to be, which is 180 for a complete triangle. Moving on. Moving on. I'm moving on in case you have questions. I'm sure the substitute can go over it with you after the video. But if this is feeling easy so far, hey, cool. What is the measure of the missing angle? Well, first notice this is not a triangle. This is a quadrilateral. That means 4 sides. So we're going to have to add a little more than a triangle. We're going to have to add 3 things. Let's add these two first. 95 plus 34. Do it on a piece of paper so you know you're not messing up. It's always a good idea to do it on paper and not just in your head all the time. We get 129. 9 plus 5 is 4. 9 plus 3 is 12. Let's add that final measurement to the 129, which is 114. Yeah. 9 plus 4 is 3. It's 13. We carried a 1. 1 plus 2 plus 1 altogether will give you 4. And then there's a 1 after that. 1 plus 1 is 2. 243. Now we take our total, what a quadrilateral is supposed to equal. Hopefully you remember that it's just like a circle, 360. 360 minus all the other addition that we did will give us 360 minus 243. Gonna have to borrow as usual because there's a 0 right there. That turns it into a 10. Borrowing turns that into a 5 because we borrowed from him to him. 10 minus 3 is 7. 5 minus 4 is 1. And 3 minus 2 is 1. And if you double check, if you added 117 to 243, it would indeed equal 360. Never a bad idea to double check. But in this case, the missing angle is indeed 117. Discussion! Discussion points! What is the measure of angle R? You know how discussion points work. You know! Darn it! 1 minute of discussion. You can do it after the video. You can come back. And then you talk about, what's the right answer. Here's your pop guide. Though, even though I'm only going through it quick in the video, your substitute teacher could very easily full screen it for you on the smart board after this, so don't worry. What kind of triangle is that? Tell me. What kind of triangle is that? Tell me. What kind of triangle is that? Solve the riddle. What is the measure of the missing angle? That's going to take a little bit of work. What is the measure in this shape for the missing angle? Don't worry about getting your signatures today. I'll sign all your hard work, your pop guide, when I get back. All I really want you to do is finish it. If you're looking for someone to take a look at it, like, oh, is this correct? Is this correct? You know who the usual suspects are. You know the early finishers. Kyle's not a bad choice. Let's see, Maria. There are other choices. Don't get me wrong. I'm not leaving anybody out on purpose. There are other choices. You know who you are. And in the Hunter Wolf class, I think that there's lots of good choices. Jasmine's not a bad choice. Lennon knows what he's talking about usually. Just double check that they're not rushing, because even early finishers make mistakes sometimes, So do your best with the sub today and behave extra well. And good luck. I'll see you guys later. Ask substitute questions if you had any questions on today's lesson. All right, guys. Good job. Talk to you later. Bye.